All right. Okay. Good morning, and good afternoon, good evening, a good night in your place because we have people from all over the world. Let me see who are some of the people. We have Siha from Seattle, Washington. Welcome, Siha. We have Leda from China, Dui Nguyen. Either is from America or from Vietnam. We have Kuniko from LA, Michael from Malaysia. And I'm very sure we have people from Cambodia, people from all over the world. So once again, my name is Gary Gan, live from my side here in Malaysia, and of course from Siha, all the way in Seattle, Washington. Thank you, Siha, for your time. I know you have a very busy schedule, especially Christmas is around the corner. You are not busy working, you are busy playing, just like some of us, right? So before I call on Siha, just like to give you an amazing introduction of who is going to be sharing with us and giving us some very great tips with us today, all right? His name is none other than Siha Top, okay? Probably he will introduce a little bit more about himself shortly. And he's basically a highly motivated person. Very soon you will find out. I mean, every time I talk to him, my whole body gets heated up. It's full of adrenaline rush, you know. And he's a highly motivated person. He will be telling his story of how he lost everything. Okay, so this guy is not coming from like somebody born with a silver spoon. He probably had, I'm sure he will tell you his story later, but he lost everything. And basically, he climbed himself all the way to the top in this particular business that we are all in Enagic. And he is committed of being his best every single day as a family man. And I'm sure you can see him after this. A businessman, and of course, a life coach. And of course, Siha will guide you through all the strategies. Okay, so today, I want you to have your paper and your pen ready because what you're about to experience is $1 million, if not billions of dollars, in terms of knowledge wealth, all right? And he's going to share with you the strategies to success on every level, financially, mentally, spiritually. And of course, if you are interested in changing your life, goals and being your best, then this is definitely the guy to tune into. So once again, welcome to this show, Interview with the Stars. This month of December, we are wrapping up the whole year of 2019. It was an amazing year. So to wrap this whole year up, we are going to have an amazing leader, friend, and also a business coach. So once again, welcome, Siha. Welcome. How are you, Siha?
Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you so much, Gary Gan, my brother. We met shortly in California, and our energies connected. And now, you know, I like you when we speak, my energy gets pushed up so much as well. So thank you for putting this together, inviting the Enagic family from all over the world, so that we can share this health, this prosperity lifestyle, this freedom lifestyle that we love doing, and we're not going to stop doing it. It just gets funner and funner and funner to do, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, absolutely. First, I would like to say thank you so much again to everybody that's coming in and taking part in this, because it is a team effort. I've always said, you know, big dreams need bigger teams. And we are all one. We are all one big team. And we want to bring more people on to the project so that, you know, all of our dreams can come true. And the more of us that we lock arms together, the more of us that we can help this compensation plan that Mr. Shiro has designed for us for around the world, we all get a piece of the pie. That's the beautiful part of it. So I want to give you guys the bigger picture as well, because when I first started, like so many of you, we're coming in at different times. Some of you are on here first day, first week, first month, first year, maybe the first decade. So we know different things and we hear different things. But I want to give you my experience because that's all that I have. Like Gary, he has his and you have yours. my experience of, getting to this point in the business, and some people may call it success. I truly believe it is a success. And everybody has their own definition of success. So whatever your definition of success is, I believe you'll find it here in our Enagic Kangen lifestyle family. With that said, I want to start with,
Maybe you can share with us a little bit about your background. How did you even get into this whole thing,
Well, it was literally by accident or divinity. So which one is it? Is it accident or is it divinity? Now looking back, it's by divinity. It was like God sent to me. But back then, when I say back then, in 2008, when I got introduced to our product and our company, I was in the middle of a recession here in the U.S. It was 2008. The economy had crashed. If you're anywhere near finance or real estate development, in that line of work or any of that line of work here in the U.S., the market was as I said, a recession. The big R word. And I was in the epicenter of it because I had owned at the time my own finance company and real estate development company. That was 2008. Prior to 2008, I started in the finance business since the age of 19. Just like you, we kind of started our lives early. Because we had no choice in a sense, or we did have a choice and we chose that route. So at the age of 19, I was attending the university, and my studies was in economics, and I wanted to have more than just the degree. I wanted to have the experience. So I got hired on at a finance company. I had really good mentors who taught me the finance world and how to invest money and how to invest in real estate. And that's how I climbed the financial ladder so quickly, so successfully, because I had really good teachers, really good mentors. So by the age of 20, I had bought my first house. Then after that, I had a mentor that taught me how to buy a house a year. Every year he taught me how to buy a house, or that, and to me that was unheard of. I'm 20 years old. My parents are very conservative. They work a full-time job. They don't see each other. My dad works swing shift. My mom worked day shift, so that we wouldn't have to have daycare for my brother and I. So they came from a different kind of thinking. So the eastern side, I would say. And here I'm being raised in America, the western side. Yes, Gary.
Sorry, Siha, you originally was born in Cambodia, right?
Originally, I was born in Cambodia, correct. I was born in Cambodia, and during the Pol Pot regime in 1975, my father was an Air Force pilot in Cambodia, so he and his pilot friends flew us out to Thailand, and we claimed political asylum. So we stayed at a refugee camp there for 2 months, and then we were sponsored over to the U.S., and we stayed in a U.S. camp for about another month or 2 months, and then we were sponsored up by an American family. Again, 1975, you had to be sponsored to come into the country. So we were sponsored up to Portland, Oregon, and that's where I grew up. So I'm born in Cambodia, immigrated to here in 1975 because of the war, went from first grade all the way through college, and just learned how to speak and learn the American culture, as well as my parents would not let me stop speaking Cambodian, Khmer. So I still to this date still speak Cambodian. Not very well, but I can if I'm around my friends and family that speak Khmer.
There are a lot of them watching you here today. Siha.
So I just apologized and said, I will try better next time. So growing up here, going through school here, and then wanting to succeed in life. And I'm cut a little bit different than most people. Gary, I don't know about you, but at the age of 12, I knew what I wanted to do. Did you know what you wanted to do?
Wow.
So at the age of 12,
well, I had some fantasy.
Okay. Well, I had my fantasy as well, or my big dream, but I knew what I wanted to do, and I didn't care. Here's what I wanted to do at the age of 12. I wanted to retire.
Wow.
I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I just understood the word retire meant you didn't have to work, but you got money coming in. That's what old people do. So at the age of 12, I didn't understand. Well, you know, how do I get to that retirement? So so I worked so I got into the business world as soon as I could. Like you and I, we started at 19. And I share with all my nieces and nephews and my children, the sooner you get into the game of life, which is
Right.
making your money, you know, whether you work for a company, whether you work for yourself, or you do both, the sooner you get into that, the sooner you can start saving and investing for your future and then retiring, where you're living off of your money or you're living off of passive income, right? Residual passive income. That's retirement.
Right.
And I don't care what you do. I don't care if it doesn't matter what you do. Just do it so well that you have the ability to retire as soon as you can. That to me is a success, whether you do that in, you know, how many ever years, it doesn't matter to me. Okay. So I knew what I wanted to do, and I wanted to retire. And so at 39 years old, I've been in the finance business for 20 years. I started at 19, and at 39, if in a perfect market, I would have retired, okay, in the US. But because of when I was 39 in 2008, the market crashed and I lost everything. I had everything and I lost everything. I've never been in that situation before. My credit was A+ credit because you had to be in the finance business. You had audits every year. You had, you know, all these requirements to be in the finance world, and I hit them all. But in 2008, when I lost it all, I didn't know what to do. I was calling my friends and I was like, do they just come in and take everything out of your house? What do they do? Do they throw you in jail? You know, I really didn't know what to expect. But the whole nation was going through that as well. And and at that time, I remember, you know, the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my entire life was to give my employees, and at the time I had like 7 employees. And the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my adult life was to give my 7 employees their last paycheck. Their last paycheck.
Wow.
Because these folks had given me 5 years, 7 years, 9 years, 10 years of their life. And
Yeah, like
here,
your family, right?
what's that?
Yeah, like your family, right?
They were family. Absolutely, they were family. And but before I did that, I asked each one of them. I went to each one of their offices and I said, and behind closed doors, I said, is there anything that we haven't done yet to keep this alive, to keep this ship afloat? And they looked at me and they said, no, we've done everything. And then I had to say, then this saddens me, but I have to give you this as your last check. And I tried to hold it in. I tried to hold it in from crying, you know, because it hurt me. Like it's my responsibility as well.
Right.
I tell you, my friend, I held it in, but when I went home, I was a baby for the next 2 months. I was just bawling.
Wow.
I had nothing, and I paid them before I paid my own bills. And that's the turmoil that I was going through in 2008. I didn't even pay my mortgage because I didn't have the money to pay my mortgage. My overhead at my office was 25,000 US dollars per month before I even made a nickel. Waterfront office, you know, wine and dine the clients, you know, the audits, the insurances, the licensing. It's expensive to have a finance company, you know,
Right.
with all the requirements. But $25,000 was my expense there. Another $20,000 was my personal expense. I'm not saying that to boast or brag. I'm just saying that was my lifestyle then, and I lost it all. And I couldn't run to my mom and dad and ask them for money, or my brother. I'm just not that type of a person. Plus, they don't have that. And so I had to figure out a way. And I was really sick at the time because I was stressed. You know, when you don't have money coming in, when you don't have cash flow, and my babies were just born. My daughter was 3 years old. My son was 1 year old. My wife had sold her business so that she can be home 4 years prior because we're doing good 4 years prior.
Right.
So I couldn't pay my mortgage. I couldn't pay my power bills. I couldn't pay my cell phone. I couldn't pay anything. My wife had to go back to work. She's a hair cosmetologist. So she had to go back to work just to put food on the table.
Wow.
I had to call Verizon, which is my phone company, my cell phone company, to beg them to say, hey guys, could you please just keep my phone on for another month? And I was already 4 or 5, 6 months behind. The bill was already $800, $900, $1,000 already built up, and I said, I put a lot of resumes out there, and if you shut my phone off, I can't get the money and I can't pay you. So, yeah, I owe $800, but I got $25 to my name. I can pay you that for this month. They would put me on hold, give me to the manager. The manager would come on the line and say, okay, Mr. Top, we'll give you one more month. And to this date, I still have the same phone company because I'm very loyal to them because they were there when I needed them most, right? So my wife went back to work just to put food on the table. I had no other means of money. I was sicker than a dog. I had severe acid reflux where I was, coughing up. It was burning the esophagus. I went to the doctors. They put a camera down my throat. So I have this all on record. And I know we're not supposed to make medical claims, and I'm not making any medical claims, but I went to the doctors to fix it, and they wanted me to take Zantac, but something in my heart said I didn't want to take pills for the rest of my life. And so I wanted to find a different way, and I was introduced to our product. I tried it, and 4 days later from the time that I tried it, and this is for me, I stopped. I didn't cough. I didn't cough, and I wasn't coughing the blood. And to me, that's all I needed to know, because I was coughing blood, in the prior year, and I've been having this cough for the last 7 years. And so
you actually cough out blood for like some time, like
for
a
a year,
week,
for a year. For
1 year you have been coughing blood.
Yes.
You weren't alarmed about this health issue.
But no, I was. I prior to that, I was coughing every year for 7 years. So I went to the doctors all the time. But
Wow.
A little bit of blood didn't scare me. But when at about a year's time, more came out, that scared me. And I thought it was the C word, and I didn't want to manifest it. I didn't want to say it. I thought it was cancer, right? And I didn't want to put that in the universe. I didn't even tell my wife. So I went in and I went to the doctor. I said, doctor, please, can you help me? I've come to you for 7 years. So he sent me to a specialist. And that's how I found out. Okay. And then that's when we're going to prescribe the Zantac, and I chose not to do it. I got introduced to our product. The product helped me, personally, it helped me. And then, again, it was 2008. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a career, but I knew what I was looking for. I said, the next thing that I do, I love helping people.
Close the door. Sorry, Siha. Close the door. Yeah, sorry.
I love helping people. I've always helped people, right? I said I wanted to do something I could help people. I wanted to do something that, that was global, that didn't have a border. I wanted to do something that you could make money 24 hours a day. I wanted to do something that was online. I wanted to do something that I can teach others how to do what I do, because that's the same thing I did in finance and real estate. How big and successful yours, how many employees or how many brokers, how many agents could you teach? And this was a natural. Our Enagic business, global business, the logistics was already laid out. The product is phenomenal. Everything is I couldn't ask for anything better. And just like you, I knew that selling medical equipment was a very lucrative and good business to be in. Because when I was in finance, I saw everybody's income. I know what the presidents of the colleges made. I know what the bankers made. I know what the janitors make. I know everything. And so and at that time, I remember some of my clients were selling medical equipment in China, but they were Americans, and they were making north of $200,000 to $300,000. This was 20 years ago, right? And so I remember that, and so I wanted to sell medical equipment. So I went into my doctor, and I said, "Hey, doc." I almost went down the road of selling pharmaceuticals, because back then in 2008, it was really easy, or pretty much easy, to switch. They were looking for salespeople like myself from any industry to sell pharmaceuticals, right? So I went to my doctor and I said, "Hey, doc, I want to sell pharmaceuticals." He said, "Siha, don't do it." He said, we doctors, we don't take any medicine. We know what's in them. And we know that the pharmaceutical companies just change it a little bit, and they send in a pretty smile, and they give us tickets to the football game and to cruises and this. We don't need that. And so I trusted my doctor, but I said, but I want to be in the health industry. I want to sell healthy stuff. And he said, then sell medical equipment.
Oh.
That's what he said. He said, sell medical equipment. And he gave me an example. He said, Siha, if you sold me a pacemaker and you came in, if you came in 6 months later, 8 months later to say, hey, doctor, I have a new pacemaker and it has a better battery, it has a better lifetime. He says, the doctor says, I'm going to have to sit down and listen to you because it's technology, right? And so he put the word out there for medical equipment. Well, I prayed on it, and I did get a job selling x-ray machines.
Okay.
Because it was simple. It's just a CPU, and you had to learn a little bit of the lingo, you know, which I forgot now, but I learned it all. And I prayed for it. I got it, but it didn't pay anything because it was during the recession, and no hospitals were investing. No doctors were investing in equipment.
You know what, Siha? You sound like Chris Gardner in that show that Will Smith played, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. So I was trying to sell medical equipment, and it didn't work. But you know what? And the Enagic machine, what is that?
Wow.
You know, so everything that I prayed for came true in this project. And wow. It was too obvious. It was a 24-hour business. It was a boardless business. It was an online business. It was something that I could teach others the benefits of. It was something I could teach others how to build a business for, around the world, whether it's here in America or back in my home country, Cambodia, or your country, Malaysia, or anywhere in the world. Yes. So all the green lights and all the arrows were pointing to this project. And remember I was telling you that I was selling those x-rays?
Yep.
Okay, so for 2 months, I worked my tail off. I went to all the counts that they gave me. And in 2 months, guess how many x-ray machines I sold?
5.
Zero.
What happened?
And in the same 2 months, I had my Kangen water machine for my health.
Right.
But just sharing it 5 hours a week, I was able to sell enough to pay off for my machine.
Wow. That's I think at least 7 machines, right? At least
7 or 8, yeah, 8 machines, and it paid off. 8 machines, and it paid off. And so at the end of the 2 months, I'm a result-driven businessman. If I do not see results, whether it's business or family or friendship or network, it doesn't matter. I'm result-driven. If I do not get the results that I am looking for, then I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something wrong. Not the world, not my boss, not my partner, not my wife, no, me. So in 2 months when I sold 0 x-ray machines, but then I sold enough Kangen water machines, and it was only 5 hours a week, I said, what if I put 60 hours or 80 hours or 100 hours like I do in real estate, like I did in every venture that I was successful in? And I did. So from that point on, I worked the Enagic business only, nothing else. And in 5 months, I became, 3 more months, which is a total 5, I became a 5A. And remember, this is during a recession where nobody's buying anything. And then in 10 months, I became a 6A.
Wow.
And as they say, the rest is history. And that was, in my opinion, old school teaching, where they taught us how to sell 1 machine at a time. Nowadays, we're teaching people to sell 3, 10, 100 machines at a time, at one time, because we can do it. But nobody taught me that then. And my upline knew a lot. Wade Lightheart, I love him. One of my best friends. I can't thank him enough for everything that he's taught me. 3-time all natural bodybuilding champion, writes books sold all around the world, knows the human anatomy like nobody's business. He taught me the health.
Right.
And he taught me the health. So I learned from him, and I taught what he taught. So I sold it as a health equipment. And it wasn't later going down in the business, learning the business in the 6th year, 4th year, 6th year, where my shift came from health to no. This isn't going fast enough. I'm doing something wrong. I was going after the sick people. I need to be going after the Gary Gans. I need to go after the Bernard Chans. I need to go after the Sihas who want the business like we want oxygen.
Okay, Siha, I just stop you there for a while. Guys, are you hearing this? This is coming straight from a guy who has really done this and made it big. He started off by wanting to sell a medical machine to sick people. and that's where he see his momentum is very slow and dragging. Am I right? Is that what you are trying to say, Siha?
Absolutely. But I didn't know any better. And that's how I was taught, because my upline was all about the health and he wasn't really about the business. Right. And then when I would try to go sell the water, as my friends would say it, that I went to 2,000 of my contacts list because I had them in my computer and none of them bought from me. Over 2,000. So I have to question myself.
You show them the demo, Siha? Even after you show them the demo?
No, first you have to try to connect them to have them to come.
Oh, okay.
But nobody would come. You have to invite, right?
Yes.
And so when nobody came and nobody bought into my vision, I asked my good friends, why aren't you buying? Why aren't you coming? You know me, you trust me. They said, Siha, you sell money, you sell homes. What are you doing selling water? what do you know about water? And they were right. But all I knew was that it helped me, right?
Yep.
So then what I did was I marketed Wade Lightheart. I became his manager. I booked him and I took him all over with me and I let him speak. And my flyer said, hey, do you want to have better health? Do you want to get physical, more beauty? Do you want to lose weight? Do you have these issues? Whatever issues you had, here's a health expert I'm bringing into town and he's going to teach you about this technology. And that's how I did it for the first 4 to 5, 6 years. And it was selling, but it was slower than where I thought it needed to be. I was like, wait a second. In a perfect world, folks, for you veterans out there, in a perfect world, you only need 14 6As. That's 6A leaders that are binary. And I didn't understand the word binary. I didn't know anything about this industry. And so I didn't have binary, so I was heavy in one leg. Again, this is for the veterans. And what it did was, in a perfect world, if we teach you how to do binary, just teach everybody to become a 6A2, you will get to 2-3 a lot faster, even if you make a mistake. But nobody taught me to make 6A2s. They told me to make 6As. Well, I had 32 6As when I went 6A2-3. You see what I'm saying? I took extra long because I didn't understand the binary. I didn't understand the simplicity of the program. And I don't blame anybody. And now that I am in a position of influence, I'm in a position of mentorship and leadership and coaching, that's the first thing I teach you is, okay, let's take a look. Are you binary? Are you paired up? Because nobody taught me that. They just taught me to stack and just go down one leg. Oh my gosh, I lost time and I lost money.
Yeah.
Right? So now we're having people go 6A, 6A2, 2-2, 2-3 faster than ever.
So Siha, when do you recommend to start looking into a person's structure? Is it right at the beginning or when they start building? When do you recommend that?
Right at the beginning. Right at the beginning. And I have everybody has a system. Like you said, in business, whether you're McDonald's, whether you're Xerox, whether you're Enagic, you need to have a system. And if Enagic, they didn't give us a system, so we have to design the best one and keep improving it.
Yes.
So when I was used to being taught to sell just one machine, I was doing that. But then when I figured out the system, which is binary, let's sell all 3 products that Enagic offers.
Right.
So it's a lifestyle. So we have the Nespa, we have the K8, and we have the Ukon.
Yes.
That's a lifestyle. So if you want a healthy, beautiful lifestyle today, investing in your family's health today and going forward, this is what my family does, and this is what my friend's family do. I recommend this is what you do too.
Right.
Right? So give them all 3. I didn't give them all 3. Now, if they are, so that's for somebody who wants the health, right? Yep. Say they want the business side as well. Then you say that's the same model. You do 3 products. And you go and teach other people to do 3 products, right?
Right.
And then and that's grown even to, okay, what if you find what I call a super uber entrepreneur? They want money. They don't care about the health. And we have people on our teams like that, right? Yep. And to be honest with you, when I first started, if it was all about the money, I would have taken that route. And so that model. Again, that model for the super uber entrepreneur, and I always give credit where credit is due. Whether I learned it from you, Gary, or Bernard, or Dang Nguyen, Okay. Fastest growing. Hey, learn from the Michael Jordans in the business. If you could, everybody knows Michael Jordan's a basketball superstar. Would you want to learn from him, or do you want to learn from the high school coach? The high school coach knows how to coach basketball, but who do you want to learn from? Okay. So for the super uber entrepreneur, and I have to give Dane the credit because he shared and taught this to me, and I share with everybody because it's not a secret. We don't have any secrets. We want everybody to succeed. Well, it's machine and two Ukons, DDs.
One machine and two Ukons at the bottom, right? A and B.
Yeah, A and B, machines and two Ukon. Because there again, you're binary, and you're binary, so you're keeping everything paired up, and you're creating that triangle. You create everywhere you go a triangle, and the DD helps you increase your numbers, and it's a beautiful program, and it's not for everybody.
Okay.
But I'm just telling you, to master anything, whether it be business or martial arts, you have to know all of the avenues that you can take. Like mixed martial arts. In the old days, it was only judo, it was only taekwondo, it was only karate, one. But then mixed martial arts, MMA, mixed martial art. When I took martial arts when I was younger, I was one of the first ones to take a martial arts called Kajukenbo. It's karate, judo, kempo, all mixed in, 7 arts mixed in. So when I went and tournament fought, I knew exactly how to fight how to win that competitor because I knew their style.
Okay.
Okay, so in Enagic, what I'm sharing with you with Enagic folks is that there's a lot of amazing mentors out there, a lot of amazing teachers out there. Go learn from them and then come up with your style that fits you. And even if it doesn't fit you, it might fit your teammate. Okay, maybe it's online sales, right? And if you don't have that ability, you need to learn from somebody who has that ability so that you can open that up for your teammate who wants that. Because not everybody wants to do demos. Not everybody wants to do social media. But you as a leader and going forward, you must learn the different styles of successful business in the Enagic business. Do you agree, Gary?
Yes, definitely. See, since you are on this point, I'd like to ask you a question. Some of us actually came into Enagic during the time where we mirror people like Daniel Dimakali. And
amazing.
And of course, a lot of people have this impression about giving water, you know, the giving water, the water, and some people actually take to the extreme of becoming a water delivery person. And some actually, especially in Asia, I'm not sure in your part of the world, in Asia, people tend to take advantage, like, well, since you're going to be giving me water, I'm not going to buy the machine. So there are a lot of people who end up getting very frustrated delivering water. So my question to you today, which represents most of our viewers here, what do you think about the giving water strategy? And if you think it's right, is there any way that you can make that water delivery become a very effective tool to close a sale? What do you think about that?
Yes. Again, the water delivery that Danny DiMacaulay shares with us, that is a great program for somebody who maybe doesn't have the charisma of public speaking, or maybe doesn't have the gift of striking up a conversation with somebody. Like not everybody has the same talents. So sometimes that is a better way to start, to have people try it. Now, that's what I started to do when I first started. I've changed totally, and I'll share with you folks what I mean by that. So you can share water, but you have to do something what I call turn off the spigot. You have to turn it off sooner or later, okay? So some people share for a month, some people share for 21 days, some people share for 2 weeks, some people share for 4 days, whatever. That's up to you. But when I share it with someone, and I still do, 10% of my business is because of shared water, and the others is different, but before it was 90% of my business was shared water, right? So what I do when I share it, I put in their head, hey, most people who drink this water, they tell me they sleep better, they lose weight, they have more energy, they get off their meds. I don't know what's going to happen to you, but I want you to drink, a gallon a day, you and your family, and then I want you to report back to me what benefits that you got. You report back to me what benefits you got. And so after the first, in 3 days, they have to refill, because I usually give them like a gallon per person, you know, for 3 or 4 days, right? To last from 3 or 4 days. And then I meet up with them. I don't go and deliver water. I meet them halfway. I used to have them come to my house. Now I don't. I just meet them halfway at a store or something like that. And I give them fresh ones and I take the empties. And when I meet them on the time where I have to exchange the empties for the full, I say, so Gary, have you felt any of the benefits that I've shared with you? He said, yeah, see, I sleep a lot better. And, you know, my wife said she has this or whatever, and she's, you know what, she has less of it. I'm like, that's awesome. Keep drinking it. I'll see you in 3 days, right? So again, in 3 days, I give him the fresh one. So now it's a week. A week and a half goes by, and it's the third time I have to meet. I say, Gary, hey, buddy, you know what? I'm so glad that you are getting the benefits and your wife is getting the benefits, and this is just the beginning. You can make this fresh, and you'll get even more benefit. This is the time now to get one on your counter so you can manufacture your own fresh Congo water, and you can share it with your friends and family as much as you want. Are you ready? As soon as I say that, I zip it. I shut up. It's the hardest thing for sales to do. And now it's up to Gary to say, you know what, Siha? Yes, I want one. Perfect. Or it's Gary says, Siha, you know what? I have to be honest with you. Now it's not the right time. I'm going through a divorce. I'm doing a job change. I've got this issue. I've got too many bills, whatever. And then I listen to you. And if it's you have all these excuses, then I said, Gary, you know what? I hear what you're saying, and I want you to get the benefits. But I don't want to be a professional water boy for the rest of my life. You know, just delivering water. Yeah. Here's what I want to do. I want to help more Garys like you get more energy and their wife less pain. Can you do me a favor? Can you name off 4 people that can afford this technology and that can utilize this technology, and give them my name and number and give me a warm lead? Okay. Because I want skin in the game. Or I say, Gary, I've been trying to ask you to come over to one of my presentations, or come to my home, or watch it online or whatnot, and you haven't yet. But if you do that, I'll give you another 2 weeks.
Okay.
For every person you give me, I'll give you another 2 weeks.
Okay.
So now we got.
So it's like you do something, I do something. You do something, I do something, right?
Yes. So now I don't feel like I'm the bad guy for not wanting to give you water. I'm being truthful with you that I need to help more Garys out there. I need to help more Sihas out there, because I know how it helped me physically, financially, spiritually, mentally. So that's my job. That's what my calling is to do. And I can't do that if I keep just sharing it with you. Right. I don't have time to just share with everybody. So I'm asking you, let's exchange. And that's what I call turning off the spigot.
Right.
Okay. So at the time that I said now's the time to get one on their counter, if they say I can't afford it, then I look at financing options. Or, you know, whether it's your credit card, or applying for a new credit card, or can you get an I love you loan? Gary, do you know what an I love you loan is?
I don't know. What was that?
Who loves you enough to give you the money, to lend you the money? Your mom, your dad?
Okay.
Okay. So I asked him, can you get an I love you loan? And they say, exactly, I don't know. What's an I love you loan? Who do you know that loves you enough, you know, to do this for you? Right? And let them come. So it's an exchange.
Right.
Right. So that's how I do the water sharing. So my belief is it's a tool. Use it when it's the right time. It's like a Phillips screwdriver or a flathead screwdriver. When's the right time? You use it. You don't have to use it all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a specific time that you recommend of water share?
2 weeks, maximum 2 weeks.
Maximum.
Because
right?
they're either going to get it or they're not going to get it.
Okay.
They're either going to get it or not going to get
it. After 2 weeks, if they are still like, you know, there's nothing, I don't feel anything or whatever, so you probably moved on, right?
7.2 billion people in the world. Move on. Yes. Yes, move on. Okay? Or they're going to take advantage of you, or whatever. You know what? Be gracious, be professional, don't burn any bridges, ask for referrals. In business, always ask for a referral. Okay, it's not the right time for you. Okay, it's not for you. Who do you know that needs this technology? Who do you know that needs this for their health? Who do you know that needs extra income? Who do you know that would love me? I always say, who do you know that puts smiles on people's face? Can you introduce me to them? Because anybody who you know that can put a smile on people's face, I want to meet them. Siha wants to meet them. I want to be their friend, because if they can put a smile on people's face, that means they know how to communicate and connect with people. And if I can connect them with our technology and our project, they're going to sign on.
Right.
And we're going to grow. Okay, so that's with the water sharing. When is it the right time to turn it off? That's up to you. There's some people. My wife and I, we have like 5 machines, right?
Oh.
And we share the technology with gyms and with chiropractors and with health clinics and stuff like that. But there's one machine that we share with somebody who has a terminal illness, whether they got cancer or diabetes, whatever. But they just, you know what? We say just use it, get better from it. When you're ready, you know, to give it to somebody else or to share it with somebody else, let us know, or we'll take it back and we'll give it to somebody else. So we donate that one. That's just here. Why not?
That's an amazing idea, Siha. That's an amazing idea.
Why not?
This idea.
Why not?
Great.
So we have that machine, and
Right.
to be honest with you, that the last person that had it still has it. It's maybe been a year and a half, you know, and I check up on them and this and that. And I'm grateful that they're utilizing the technology, and I just know in my heart of heart that maybe they don't have any opportunity to pick one up. That's our gift from our family to them.
It's like paying it forward, right?
It's paying it forward. It's doing what's the machine? You know what? It's not about the sale. It's not about the money. It's about how can we help people. And now I've got like I said, 5 machines. I'm doing that with, you know, more and more of the machines as I get them back. I'm just looking for people who may not have the means, and I just know they don't have the means. And this is the right thing to do.
Right. Siha, tell us what if there's a new guy on your team. Let's say today I join you as the new member, 0A. What would you recommend? What do I need to do as a new person? If I admire you, I look up to you, I want to be just like you in, let's say, 3 years' time. What do you recommend I need to do?
The first thing that I recommend anybody is to learn how to do the presentation.
Learn the presentation.
Whether you do it or not, you have to learn it. And the reason why is it's just so obvious. Gary, if you were selling computers and Apple hired you in the Apple store, and I came in, I said, hi, I'm Siha, and I heard you're the best salesman. Or Gary, why should I pick a MacBook Pro over a Microsoft? And if you don't know, you're not going to make a sale.
I'll be fired.
Exactly. So same thing with this. Just like you said, Xerox teaches you how to sell. Sell, right? How to sell the product before they go out so that you don't give them a bad reputation, you don't give them a bad name, you don't misrepresent. I agree with that 100%. So I say learn how to do the presentation, because people are going to ask you, what's the difference in this water? What's the difference in the machines? And you need to know how to at least answer that. And it's so simple to do today. And it's how a lot of us learn. Me, Bob Gerdelli, Danny DiMacaulay, we all learned from another upline who back in the days put out a video. And we just watched that DVD over and over again. Nowadays, anywhere in the world, you can go to YouTube in any language and watch and learn. And learn the 3 basic properties of the water. Did you know that water carries electricity? No, you didn't. I'm going to show you how. Did you know that water emulsifies oil? No, you didn't. I'm going to show you how. Did you know that water has different pHs that affect your health? No, you didn't. I'm going to show you how. 3. That's it.
Right.
Okay, you don't.
Do you also refer to the 8-point presentation or just the product demonstration?
I do both. So I tie it all in. So going back to the water share, I don't water share anymore. Going back to the demo, I don't do a full demo anymore. My demo when I first started was 2 hours long because there's so much health stuff.
Right.
Yeah, right? So now here's what I say. I ask people, what's the best demo? Gary, what's the best demo?
What's the best demo?
I'll tell you. It's the demo that sells the machine. I don't care if it's 5 seconds, 5 minutes, or 2 hours.
Right.
So the demo. I'll ask you this, Gary. Knowing what you know about this machine and how good this product is and how strong this company is, would you sell a machine to your grandma?
Of course.
See, it's not about the money.
Yes.
You didn't even hesitate. It's because you know how good this is. So with that said, you don't even need to do a demo.
Wow.
You need to have that conviction come out of your heart like this. Exactly. And just like I asked you, would you sell this to your grandma? You said, of course. And it's not about the money. We can even buy grandma the machine, but it's not about that. So if you feel that love for your grandma, don't you feel that love for your customer? You
Yes.
should.
Yeah.
You should, because that's a customer for life, and that's a friend for life. And all my customers become my friends way back in my real estate days and finance days, and now in the water days. All my customers become some of my best friends.
Close the door, please. Close the door. Sorry.
That's okay. So going back to this, we do not have to do demos, you guys. We need to know how to do it. We need to feel comfortable in doing it in front of people because we're going to be asked. But the real demo is your heart coming out. It's your conviction coming out.
Right.
Okay? What did it do for you and your family? What did it do for your friends? Why are you doing this? Why? To make a sale? No.
Actually,
no.
Siha, I feel that sharing stories are even more compelling than going very technical. What do you think?
Absolutely. And the stories are your stories.
Yeah.
And you have to make it your story because this is your movie. This is not Gary Gann's movie. This is not Siha Top's movie. Right. It's your movie. I'm here talking to you guys individually saying, you write your book. You write your movie. Every day you're writing a page in your book and chapters in your book. Share that story with someone because that's more compelling than you giving them the technology. You know what? We have all the technology. You know what? For the technology people and for the scientific, I've read them. I've read the studies and stuff like that. Here's what I say. Right now, we have a book called Kangen Water that was written by was authored by a Harvard vascular surgeon who taught over 100 surgeons how to teach at the university level. He did human testing with this water, specifically the SD501 machine, on human beings for almost a year, and he found emphatically at the cellular level, the mitochondria, which is the engine inside the cell, is healthier than any other liquid that you can put in the body.
Right.
Am I going to argue that over something I found in Google? Am I going to argue that over a study that they did on worms and fish and rats and whatever animals? No. This is a scientific study that was performed in the U.S. under U.S. scientific bylaws and guidelines. It wasn't, you don't just do it and go, oh, here it is.
Right.
Okay, so when anybody wants the science, I share that just like I said there. Or if they want to research it because they're readers, I say, go to Google Scholar and type up reduce
ERW.
Electrolyzed reduced water. Excuse me, I'm thinking the OR.
ORB. Yeah.
So it's all the science is there. We don't need to be a scientist. Gary, do you know how electricity works?
No.
So when you're cold, what do?
I just
turn on the heat.
Turn on the switch.
Thermostat goes. When you're hot, what do? Turn up the air conditioner. Okay? Yeah. So do you know how a car combustion engine works?
No idea.
You turn the key or you push the button.
Yeah,
right? So same thing with our technology. You don't need to know how the electrolysis works. The cleaving off of the hydrogen, making OH negative, coming out, you have a free flowing electron. You don't need any of that. You say, look, this is what's recommended to drink for better health. 8.5, 9.0, 9.5. Drink it and see what you like.
Yes.
Right? People are making it way too difficult.
Right.
Way too difficult. Even with our turmeric product, the curcumin, the Ukon product. You know what? When I started to study that like 5 years ago, there's research. There's over 6,500 research on the benefits of turmeric. Right? I just checked like maybe 4 months ago, and there's over 10,500 studies. I don't need to read all those studies. I can just say, you guys want to you want to read it? Here you go. Here's all the studies: turmeric on cancer, turmeric on diabetes, turmeric on whatever, high blood pressure. Here you go. Here's the science. I'm not discrediting it. I'm crediting it. But I'm just saying I don't need it. I just know that studies have been done. It's been used in civilization for over 2,000 years. You know what? And our company, the Japanese company represents health, beauty, vitality, and they want that for their customers. And that's how they're going to keep customers. My job is to introduce it to you. I'm not selling you this. Sales is not a bad word.
Right.
Sales is, to me, it's the exchange of value.
Okay.
The exchange of value. If you believe this Rolex is worth $18,000, it's worth $18,000 because of the engineering, the style, everything else.
Right.
Right? So if you have the money, you can exchange for value.
Yes.
You don't just buy a Mercedes and get whatever. You get engineering. In the glass. The glass has all this insulation that shuts down noise and stuff like that. So I'm just saying that the sales, what we're doing is, what are we selling? We're selling health, we're selling beauty, we're selling a freedom lifestyle. Why wouldn't anybody want to buy what we have? It's an exchange of value.
Exactly. I think Siha, I think sometimes it's the ability of a person to project the value to the people. Sometimes maybe some people, maybe they were thinking of just selling a very expensive water filter. That's why people are not getting the right and the clear picture.
Yeah, and that's where you, as the salesperson, like I said, you need to know how to do the presentation. You need to know how what the benefits are so that you can share that to the customer. And the person that makes the most money in any business is the person that fixes the most problems. I was taught that at a very young age. The person who fixes the most problems makes the most money. If you're a mechanic and you fix, the toughest problems, you're going to make the most money. If you're a doctor and you're a surgeon, you fix the hardest stuff, you make the most money. If you're a lawyer, and you specialize in a certain law, you're going to make the most money. So our job, if you want to make the most money, you need to fix the most problems. So go and find out what people's problems are, whether it be health, whether it be wealth, whether it be spiritual, whether it be relationships, whatever it is, and help them. And we can help them with this project that we have, with this program that we have, with this plan. This is a project, a program, and a plan. What are they looking for? That's how we fix the problem. And globally, we all bleed red. We all love family. We all want a good time. We all want to enjoy and share if we can. We all want to be, for the most part, bigger dreams. But bigger dreams because you're hanging around people that have big dreams. If you're not hanging around people who don't have big dreams, you're not going to get that. You're going to just continue to dream small. You're only going to see what you see. So this is our project. This is our program. This is our plan. Have a look at it. And you know what? They can connect with you, Gary. They connect with me. They can connect with any of these amazing mentors and leaders that will take the time and nowadays do a Zoom call. I do Zoom calls all day long. All day long.
Right.
I have them schedule it, and just like I shared with you, I said, can you send me the Zoom link? Because they'll send me the Zoom link and it'll remind me and all that. So all I have to do is make sure I'm by Wi-Fi.
Right. Siha, how would you, let's say the person is really brand new and he wants to get to the level of success that you have. What is your recommendation apart from him learning the business, as in learning how to do the presentation? Is there any specific activities that you will require of the person? Because as we all know, no action, no results, right? So
yes.
Is there like a guideline that you put your new people through to get the results that they are looking for?
Yes, that's an awesome question. I love that question.
Right.
Because the fastest way, if I had to do it all over, the fastest way to grow this business, you guys take down this note. I'm serious on this one. Okay. The fastest way to grow this business is to find people that will do this business with or without you.
Wow.
Find the Gary Gans that will do this with or without you. Find the Siha Tops. I'm saying that because I know how I am and I know how Gary is. I would do this with or without Wade Lightheart or anybody above me.
Right.
So if you go find, because they're out there, you find those types of entrepreneurs, you find those types of mindset people that will fall in love with this project and this plan and this program and their future. They're not going to quit for anything. You find, I guarantee, about a dozen of them, there's no reason why you could not live your dream life. And we're not supposed to give income disclosures, but your dream life, just whatever you can dream of, if you have a dozen of people that will do this with or without you, Gary, would you not agree, knowing what you know?
Yes, definitely.
You don't need to do the demo. You don't need to do the demo. You don't need to know the science. You just need to go find the Sam Sihas.
Yes.
Right?
And in fact, Siha, is better to have people much more better than you in your group, right?
That's why I said, right? So that's why I'm naming all you guys. You're better than me. I'm trying to find you guys. I'm not trying to find me. I'm trying to find you guys. So
right.
Yeah, so imagine, give that to every hungry entrepreneur on your team that's just starting out. You say, you know what? You focus on you and you focus on your leader to be. And that leader's got to be better than you. But for you to attract that better leader, you got to be the best you, or you're not going to attract them.
Yeah, birds of a feather flock together.
Right. So get a dozen of people that are going to do this with or without you. It doesn't matter how young they are. Doesn't matter how old they are. Doesn't matter on their education. Doesn't matter on their color, the race, sex, color, creed. None of that matters. All that matters is the heart that they have in this project.
Right.
That's all that matters.
What is the one particular quality that you look for in an individual that will qualify to be that person that you mentioned, people that do the business with or without you? What is that one quality that you look for?
I know that answer. It's I'm looking for an influencer. Influencer.
Okay.
An influencer is an elder at the church. An influencer is the elder, in the community that people respect and love, and that's who I'm looking for. The influencer that people will buy just because they know you, they know that person, they trust that person, they love that family. Find the influencer.
Wow.
That is what I'm looking for, and that's what I aspire to be, and that's what I teach my people to become, an influencer. And once you become an influencer, sales will come to you. You don't have to go to sales. Once you become an influencer, people will ask you to speak for them, not you to go ask them, hey, can I speak for you?
Right.
Because you're an influencer. That's my number one thing that I teach people to go look for, to be, to become, to find, to grow with, an influencer.
Somebody who has authority in their industry, in their expertise, right?
Correct. So if say they're a condo developer, okay, they're an influence in that business. You know that you can go sell 300 to 600 units to them today? You can.
Easily.
Because they're building 600 unit condo unit. Each one has 600 refrigerators and stoves and sinks and toilets. Why not 600 Kangen water machines?
Easily.
Right? So that's an influencer. You're not talking to the worker. You're not talking to the pit boss. You're not talking to the manager. You're talking to the key person, the key influencer.
Right. Amazing. Wow.
So that's why I like businesses with no limits. And Enagic is a business with no limits. That's why when I was only taught one machine at a time. Now I'm saying, guys, open your mind. You can do 600, 300, 100 in a day. A day.
Yeah.
And if it works for them, they're going to have friends that will do the same. And if it works for them, they're going to have friends that do the same. Like you said, eagles fly with eagles. They don't fly with seagulls.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
In fact, Siha, just for your information, I'm very sure my team from Cambodia can agree to this. The guys in Cambodia now, I'm sure you have been in Cambodia before. You literally you was born in Cambodia. I mean, in a country like that, but you can see the hungriness of the people that are growing this business is really amazing. So it's not a matter of whether the country is rich or poor. It's a matter of who are the people that you are getting involved in your business, right?
Correct.
So I'm really amazed with, especially my Cambodian leaders, those of you who are on this webinar right now. You can see that the numbers are just coming in. Like maybe they have a paradigm shift that they are looking at a different market altogether. They are looking like what you say, influencer, people of authority, and one person comes in, 10 other follows, you know?
Correct.
Market like this.
Just like social media marketing, for those of you, because I love social media marketing as well. When you become an influencer today, you don't need to be a movie star. If you can be an influencer on Instagram, they pay you millions of dollars to promote their product. They give you their product to promote their product, right? So that's an influencer. This is business of today going into tomorrow. Being in business, I've always tried to stay ahead of the curve, not behind the curve. Right. So staying ahead of the curve is you need to become an influencer. You need to run around with influencers. You need to that's my number one target for everybody. And that's why I love your question. It was easy for me to answer.
Right. Okay, since we are on this topic on social media and the internet, Siha, give us your point of view. How do you view social media for our Kangen business today?
Beautiful. It's free marketing and advertising. When I was in the real estate business and finance business, it cost me tens of thousands of dollars to advertise every month. Nowadays, advertising is literally free. Your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your Pinterest, your, just so many. I can't even name them all. And it's free. So but if you want to go that route, you need to understand what each platform, represents and who is their market share. Okay. Snapchat here in America, Google Hangout. You have to see, for instance, Pinterest. Pinterest is, you just put pictures of your product and catchy lines or sexy pictures or whatever. So people sell, there's people who actually sell like shoes and pens and necklaces just because they take pictures of it and people save it. So when they have money, then they buy it. So if you're marketing on Pinterest, you don't put a long scientific video, you put a sexy machine in a penthouse, overlooking, the city with the city lights or something like that. So people look at it and go, whoa, that's sex. That's Pinterest, right? If you're going to Instagram, it's the millennium generation. It's one picture, two pictures, sexy picture, lifestyle picture, right? Facebook, it's the X generation, baby boomer generation, not more of the X generation. We're comfortable with it, right? And so that's more of a lifestyle. But with social media, and I teach this to my children, what you put is going to be there forever. You need to represent the best you and your family and your legacy. What are you going to leave behind? Do not post a picture that's unclear. Do not post a picture where a friend has their eyes closed or somebody looks weird. Do not, just common sense stuff. But I see people doing crazy, ugly postings, in our Enagic family, I saw, and I took a snapshot of it, a guy saying, hey, I need a sale this month, Are you crazy? You make me look bad, And so I'm just saying, with social media, think of it as a magazine. This is your magazine, and you're the editor. So whether it be a National Geographic, whether it be a People magazine or Sports Illustrated, every picture, when they took the pictures of the athlete or the swimsuit model or the model, it's thousands of pictures, and they scan over and they pick one.
And it's properly edited, right?
Yes. And I'm saying, you know what? We might not have the time and the means to do all that. Take the best picture in the best light, do whatever you can, put the most positive light and spin to it, and make it real and authentic, because today people buy authenticity. Today people buy real. When they see you and me with our family on a Monday afternoon or Wednesday evening or whatever, or when they're working and we're out playing, we're with our kids. You know, that's real. And we're saying, hey, we have this lifestyle because somebody showed us. Can we show you?
Yeah.
Right? And then they reach out. And here's what people, when you're doing these social media posts and stuff like that, it might not get you results today.
Yes.
But I promise you this, because it's happened to me. Other people in network marketing are looking at you. Right. And they're coming to you. And they're looking for a leader. And they are going to connect, because sometimes they have to move a whole organization. And if they see you representing what they want in their next venture, they're going to call you first.
Right.
So I'm sharing that because I work with a lot of people from other network marketing companies that are my friends, and we became friends, and I buy their product, they bought my product. I don't sell their product, they don't sell my product, but we've become really good friends. But I know in a downfall, if their company goes down or gets shaken up, I know I'm the first one that they're going to come to. That's relationship building. That's networking. That is building a foundation and a future for your business. And that's what social media, going back to social media, you're painting a picture of your lifestyle and of your services. And you're not bragging, you're not showing off, you're not, making claims that, I see these young guys, and I say young, they're young and they're out there with the Ferraris and stuff. Like, I know that they're renting that. I know that they're traveling around the world, but they're sleeping on the beach, and you know what? They're not staying in the 5-star hotel. So, and they make just enough to put out those videos, and they do such a good job. But that's not me, and that's not you. So I say, be real, be authentic. Show your fun, show your friends, show your lifestyle. I've always said on stage and in this business, I've always wanted to be a National Geographic photographer, but not. But not, I don't have the time to go study and do all. No, we can do it now on our Facebook. That's why now I have to go hike. I have to go bike. I have to go flying. I have to go skiing. I have to go ride elephants. I have to do all these things so that I can be my own National Geographic. Isn't that cool when you get to be the photographer of your own magazine?
Amazing, amazing.
So that's your social media. Whatever platform you use, just know what platform, who your audience is, and cater to that group, and you will conduct business that way.
Right.
Like on my Instagram, I'll share something with you guys.
Okay.
I don't add everybody on my Facebook. I add everybody on my Instagram. On my Facebook, I send a letter saying, hey, I'm glad, thank you very much for your request. I'm happy to help you and help each other. May I ask how you heard about me? And if they don't reply back, I don't add them.
Okay.
Okay, because that cleans it out. And then when do reply back, I send another one that's already scripted out that says, hey, thank you for your reply. I love helping people in their business with their health and da-da-da-da-da. I'd love to connect and see how we can help each other. And the reason why I send these out is so that, because I get requests that are sometimes bogus accounts. Sometimes they're from people from other countries that I don't speak their language and they don't speak mine, and I just don't want to fill up. Right? I don't say all that, but that's in a short nut. That's my message back to them. And then now they appreciate me and I appreciate them. And now we know what we want for each other. Okay. So that's my Facebook. On my Instagram, when people like your pictures on the Instagram, I go, well, I don't know who they are, but what I do is I go look at their profile really quick and I look at their pictures. And then I send a quick message, hey, I really like your fun family pictures, or I really like your travel pictures, or I really like your, some of the shots that you got there. Thanks for the share. And I leave it at that. And you'll be surprised when they come back and they look at you closer and they respond back to you, and now you're getting more likes from them.
Right.
Right? I don't spend all day looking at these things, but I want to communicate with those who want to communicate with me. And so on my Instagram, I follow people that are in health. I follow people that are in beauty. I follow people that are in sports cars, my hobbies in a sense, because those are my hobbies. And I'm like, man, that car, that color, that is absolutely whatever. Give them a compliment. Everybody loves a compliment. That's why they're putting a picture on there. Right. And on Facebook, when somebody has a new profile, if they're my friend on Facebook and they have a new profile and they're smiling, I always like it, even if I don't know them. Because that's why they're putting you on. That's why they're showing you. And that's why you're friends. Or if they're out there doing something inspirational, like they're exercising, or they're volunteering to clean up the beaches, whatever. I'm liking that stuff.
Right.
That's why they're sharing it.
Right.
Right? So
I guess, Siha, the idea of social media is in a way to build us on our reputation, right? But
yes,
a lot of
branding.
people have a wrong idea is that maybe they want to go to social media to get a sale right now. So most of the time I always tell them it's actually the other way around. You want to build a solid reputation of who you are. And a lot of people tend to hide from a mask that they don't want people to know who they are. But actually what you say is very true. Authenticity, originality. You want to show people, you want to show people who you really are, what you really represent, and what you really do. So
Correct.
I think social media should be used on that manner rather than just wanting to get a sale right now.
Correct. Right? Social media, my friends, I call it branding. Branding. Okay, so that's the terminology that's used. Your reputation is your branding in the business that you are. I share this with my teams. I say, in America, Oprah Winfrey, everybody knows Oprah.
Yep,
she's popular, right? She's like the richest woman in the world. She branded Oprah. Anything that has Oprah makes money. So I said, you know what? You become the Oprah. Don't become the Danny D. McCauley, the Gary Gann, the Siha. You don't need to promote us. Promote you.
Right.
Because when you thrive, we thrive.
That's true.
It's about you. So if you look at a lot of my teams, they're making their own Facebooks or doing their own posts, just like you're doing, but they're doing it. Okay, and just some and there's so many. There's no right or wrong way. But there is a wrong way. Don't lie, cheat, and steal, and do all that bad stuff. But there's no right or wrong way to do social media if it works for you. I'm just going to share with you what works for me quickly. My Facebook has my attorney, has my doctor, has my mom and dad, has my friends' family, has my associates, my Kangen Water family and associates, right? So it's professional and personal. So I put both. I put something that's inspiring. I put something that's fitness. I put something that's health related, that's wealth related. I put something that's funny. So it's a magazine. And so I want people to come back and see a little bit of me and get a little bit of joy that I get, okay? But I don't always put Kangen. Personally, I do like every 4 posts or something like that. I have another business page that I put everything that's related to Kangen, how to do the business. There's a sale going on. There's an event in Europe, whatever. That one gets 100%. If I see Gary Gann's presentation in Cambodia, I put it to that one, right? So because it's all about the business. Because if I do that my attorneys see that, my accountants see that, my friends see that, they'll get turned off, in my opinion. Yeah. Right? And now you just become white light and they just go right through you. But every so often, we need to promote Kangen and Enagic lifestyle, with our events, with our cruises, with our vacations, with our product, with our studies with Dr. Tim McKnight or Dr. Shinya or whatever, right? So, but not all the time and not always the machine, because now it's like, pretend like you guys are on Facebook and your friend is doing Amway and all you see is Amway. See,
you just unfollow the person, right?
Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see? Exactly. So why is Enagic or Kangen water any different? It's not. It's the same. So I'm just saying that's just my personal preference. I go a little bit. And the business, the people who want to follow me in the business, that includes my teammates, they know that I'll post 5 things in 5 minutes, all from different things about the business. But if I do that on my personal page, people will unfriend me. But business, I don't apologize, because this is what I feel is important. This is what you need, right? And like my teams, I want to promote them. When I promote my teams and their presentations and their events, I don't do it on my personal site. The only things I put on my personal site is if I'm going to be there myself. I'm going to be at the event. If I'm not, then I put it on my business site.
Right.
Right? And so that's just how I do it. So my teams go, hey, where are you going to be? Where's the poster? I said, hey, it's on my post. It's on my Facebook page. That's where there's all the information. And I know where to go find it if I need to tag somebody. Just like Just like when you put the flyer for our event,
Right.
and or you put a picture of Cambodia, I knew it's on my Facebook. I just went down there. I just typed in, you know, our poster, and I said, well, please join us. So that would ding all those people that you had tagged already.
Right.
Right? So you see how we're using the tool most effectively and targeting the people that need that.
Right.
And not everybody.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
All right.
So
Yeah.
those are my shares.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, those are my shares on social media. Of course, there's a lot more, and I can teach more, but I think that's what I want to share for now.
Okay. So the last thing that I'd like to ask you is, what is the importance of events to you in this business? Events.
The importance of events is huge. My business and my leaders, I've seen them grow by leaps and bounds. I've seen them get their paradigm shifts. Paradigm shifts is when they had that aha moment or they had that inspiration, and they do it with or without me at events. So from day one, I was taught to inspire, encourage, and take people to events, and I've done that, and I continue to do that. And I teach people how to put on events. You know, like the one we just recently done in Hawaii, 2-week event. It's not just a learning event; it's a fun event. And you can tell from the pictures and from the comments and from everybody else who's been to other events. They said this was the best one. The reason why it was the best, in my opinion, is because it's the feeling that we gave everybody when they came and the fun that we came. You know, it's the parties, it's the bonding, it's the get-together. It's like we are family, and that's how it needs to be. Everybody wants to belong. I want to belong. You want to belong. We belong to the Kangen family. We belong to the Enagic Global family. No matter where you go in the world, you're going to find us. And when you go to these events, that's who you're going to lock arms with. So the importance of events, I'm going to one tomorrow. So, and I'm going to be, yeah, Eric Worre GoPro in Las Vegas. You know, Bernard Chan and some other people coming from Singapore. So one of the best events, you know, in my opinion, if I could go to one event per year, that's the one I would go to, because the information is so powerful, and I'm on the edge of my seat where I don't even want to go to the bathroom, you know, because I'm getting so much out of it. I've had some of my top leaders who are new go to that event, and before the event was over with, they had already scheduled a Super Saturday in their hometown without my help.
Wow.
That's
yeah, one of my guys, Romy from Philippines, he's right now here on the webinar. He'll be seeing you at Enagic World tomorrow.
Nice, amazing. Nice. We're definitely, it's powerful. So events, whether it be a Enagic event, whether it be your local leadership training events, whether it be the demos, events, you know, events to events to events to events creates the momentum. Something I was taught when I was really young in this network marketing business is they said, once you have momentum, don't lose it. Yes. And it scared me from the very beginning. They said, and now you're nodding your head because everybody knows it's true. When you get momentum, you keep that momentum going no matter what you need to do. And so that is having events to events to events to events to events. Right. And I don't overdo the events. What I like to do is like 2 to 3 big events per year that we go to that you have to travel and spend a lot of money on, and then other ones that are local, right? But in between, we have to be selling. In between, we have to be marketing and promoting and meeting people and doing demos. So the events are just it's a harmony. You don't do it. For me, it's every 2 to 3 months. I want to go to an event every 2 or 3 months, and in between, I'm working my tail off. Yes. And that's what I tell my team. Don't go to every event. Pick the premium ones. You know, sometimes it's time, money, and all that, and what you're going to get out of it. But invest in them and divide them up every 3 months, every 4 months, and go. It's right. Very, very, very important for events.
What do you recommend for new people who are starting off in this business? Do you recommend that they attend some of our major Enagic events like our conventions and
absolutely
Okinawa ones?
Yes, absolutely. So because now Enagic's events like the one in San Diego that we just went to, that was the best one Enagic's ever put on. We've just gotten better and better and better. I believe because we hired somebody to put it on, and instead of Enagic putting it on. So you got the distributors that are going to events now, they're getting the best bang for their dollar. You know, where when I went to the events before, it was good, but not like it is now, because what it is now, it's like the events for other network marketing companies. Because I go to other network marketing company events to learn, because it's just business and it's networking.
Right.
So finally, Enagic has a caliber where I can bring people, where I can say, hey, come over and check out my company, or, you know, meet me, and this is what we're all about. So if you're new and there's an event like Okinawa, like my friends and my family from Cambodia, our teammates from Cambodia, when they go to Okinawa or they come to Las Vegas, or like we saw them, it's a whole new world. And the bug bit them, where they're going to build a global business, and they're going to travel the world, and they're going to just succeed and have fun in life, because this is what it's meant to be. And that's what events do. It gets you out. It gets you out of your normal everyday situation, your life, your lifestyle, your location, your weather, gets you all out, puts you in a whole new place, and it shows you a whole new world. So absolutely, events is key.
Siha, I just would like to add something here. I always like to, I like to associate our events, like in sports, our major event, let's say the upcoming one in Vegas, or the one that just passed in San Diego. So I always associate our events like, if you are in sports and if you see yourself as the best of the best, the #1 player, you know what? You need to be at the Olympics, right?
Yes.
If people don't see you at the Olympics, then come on. Well, what are you talking about being the best, or even you're not even a player? And I always tell people, I said, it doesn't matter. I mean, of course, there's a different degree of thinking, but I said, even if you need to borrow the money, I mean, as I'm saying, as in, even if you need to stretch it out a bit, but you know what? That effect that you are going to have on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, where you are part of that Olympic event, is going to give you a lot more mileage than whatever amount of money that you need to stretch to be there. What do you think about this?
Absolutely. If you guys have to rent a bus, put everybody in, if you have to share your hotel room and pack 8 to 12 people, you know, one of the first events that I took, this one I first got into the business, and I got asked to go on stage because I brought 50 of my teammates there. 50, one of my first ones. And of those 50, I would say 60 to 70% of them are 6 A's today in my business.
Oh my gosh. Guys, are y'all hearing this? Are y'all hearing this? You better start booking your air tickets right now.
Yeah, seriously. So I can list off names, but I'll forget them. But I brought 50, and I won, you know, the competition for bringing the most people. And all I did was I just inspired them to come and learn from the best of the best, because I was not yet able to give them what I felt they needed. Right. And so when they came, they got the energy, they got the love, they saw the bigger picture. And I kid you not, the 60 to 70% of them are 6 A's in the business.
Wow.
Right? Wow. And so so events are very powerful. And Enagic event, the global in Las Vegas is going to be absolutely amazing. And the reason why I say that is because I saw what they did in San Diego, and because they hired professionals. If you guys missed the San Diego, I'll give you a glimpse of it. They had auditoriums rented out for us to check in. They had the lounges for us to chill out in. They had, you know, different areas for different trainings, whether it be Tamiya or the main event. They rented out a nice club, like one of the hippest club in San Diego, where it was just the Enagic distributors. The reason why I know, because one of my best friends since high school, she lives in San Diego, and she goes out all the time. She goes, "You guys are renting that out? Are you kidding me? That's the club to go to nowadays." But I know that Enagic has no idea that they hired a professional organizer to do that. And the speakers, the keynote speakers the speakers that they hired to come and inspire us, Absolutely, they were inspiring. And we need that. We all need that. We need to hear somebody else's story and somebody else's plight. You know, we think we have it hard. No, if you guys were there in San Diego and you saw, you know, what these guys went through and how they're so successful in their own right, and so can you. You're going to become successful in your own right as well. That's what these events are for. It's to show you that, yes, you can. And I've always, when I do these events, I always end it with this. I want to see you guys on stage, not me. So the next time we're here, you need to be on stage. For you to be on stage, you need to make yourself a rock star. You need to make yourself the winner. You need to represent yourself the best you can. And I guarantee you, somebody's going to ask you to get on stage. And I hope it's me, because I love asking winners to get on stage. Because you know what? My joy is to be able to show you off. And I'm in the back. I'm your biggest fan, because I got to show you off.
Amazing, amazing. You know what, Siha? You have been so amazing today. While you are talking, people are sending messages. They have learned so much from you. I just wish we have more time so that we can learn as much. But I'm very sure we'll be seeing each other very soon. You'll either be coming to Asia, and I remember you mentioned you're coming to Asia in about February, right? January.
I'm coming.
Yes.
We're going to connect.
I'll love to travel with you all over Asia, especially your motherland of Cambodia.
We'll plan it.
Your friends are waiting for you. They're here today watching you.
We'll plan it for sure.
Yes.
I want to thank, we're going to wrap this up, right? So I just want to thank you again, Gary, Mr. Gary Gann. Your leadership, your mentorship, your friendship means the world to me and everybody around the world. Without you, there wouldn't be the love and the care that people are getting. So thank you so much. And please thank your wife and beautiful family for allowing them to share you with us. And to all the beautiful people that are on this call, that are going to come on this call, I hope that my goal is to add value to your life. My goal is to add impact to your life. But more importantly than that, my goal is for you to take action, because nothing happens until you take the action. So value, impact, but you take the action. I want us all, my parting words is, you know, I learned this from Les Brown, and Les Brown's going to be there next year to speak, but he says, stay hungry, no matter where you are. You know, stay hungry in being the best that you can in everything, and leaving a legacy behind. So stay hungry. Mr. Oshiro's message is to stay healthy, right? Gary Gann, my message is to stay happy. And from all of us, stay humble, be humble. Thank you.
Just before just before we end today's session, I'm truly amazed with that quote that you shared with me yesterday. Are you able to read it out to all the viewers here? It's truly amazing. That quote, you must later take a snapshot and send to me. It's really
it's one of my most favorite quotes, and I share it with people, and I don't even know who the author is, because you know nowadays you don't know who the real author is, right? But it is, and it's yeah, I'll share it with you. I happen to have it right here because I carry it with me, and I didn't know that you're going to ask, but here it is. Here's what I love. It goes like this: the master in the art of living makes little distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, his mind and his body, his information and his recreation, his love and his religion. He hardly knows which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence at whatever he does, leaving others to decide whether he is working or playing. To him, he is always doing both.
Wow, amazing, amazing. I'm really amazed when you shared that to me, because that is exactly the epitome of how you and mine, and I'm sure some of our people here, the life we are leading today. And we are so blessed, right? To be able to have this thing that people are wondering, is Gary or Siha working? You know, how come this guy is playing all the time?
It's for real. It's for real. And that's what we're just giving to you guys. We're giving you, all of us. There is no secrets. There is no secret. Everybody thinks there is a secret. There is none. The secret is only if you don't come, you won't learn the secret. If you come to these events, if you come to our trainings, you're going to learn everything, and your team's going to learn everything. I don't hold out anything. Everything that I'm saying here, ask my teams. I've said it to them. What I say to them, I say to you. I don't hold anything out.
Awesome, awesome. Anyway, once again, on behalf of everybody, our global team all over the world, after this, the recording will be shared to everybody. You can play this recording over and over again. It will be on a YouTube file. I'll send it out. Once again, a very, very big thank you, Siha.
Yes.
Okun.
Okun.
In Cambodian language.
Yes, yes. And to all the beautiful messages from all you guys with all the love coming through. Thank you. Thank you. I back at you, back at all of you. Everything you've said here touches my heart. Thank you guys. Love you so much. Cheers.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Siha. We look forward to rocking with you again. We look forward to learning from each other. So, but before I end, let me just share a few announcements. If you all have benefited from today's interview with the stars, I hope later you can share this information to your people, forward it to the groups that you are attached with. Feel free to share it with everybody, because to me, information is very important. If just one thing that our brother Siha shared today can touch somebody's lives and make his life, his business grow in a different direction, that's our hope, our message for all of y'all today. So the next one will be in January. This is another person that you all don't want to miss. Just write down in your calendar, it will be on January 14. And guess who is that person? Is none other than my upline, Mr. Sam Siha, 6A, yes. I think 6A 8-6 or something like that. I'm not sure his rank. So Mr. Sam Siha will be on in January 14. As most of y'all know, he is also responsible in opening a few huge countries like India, Dubai, and things like that. So he has a few things that y'all would like to learn from him, especially from the business aspect. It's really good. I hope, Siha, you may also want to invite some of your team players and yourself to learn from Sam. Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely a lot of gold nuggets to share with all of y'all. All right. So once again, thank you guys thank you, Siha, for sharing with us. Thank you guys for all being here. I'm very sure we will definitely have a great day today. We will have great days in days ahead coming towards us. All right. So as usual, Siha, this is what we will do. I will unmute everybody so that all of y'all get a chance to say thank you to Siha in your own way and your own language. All right. So here we go. Unmute all. Right.
Thank you, Siha. Thank you,
Thank you, Siha.
Thank you. So glad. I love you all guys again. Bye. From China, Cambodia, America, Philippines, Thailand. Bye.